What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? What's up, Graham? How you doing? Duchess, what's up, my friend? I hope everybody's doing well on this wonderful Thursday afternoon. Who's ready for a beer? I think I'm ready for a beer. Today should be a good one. Anything from Noonwhistle is always exciting for me. Just because they're turning into one of my local favorites. So I'm excited to try this one out. Make sure to hit that like button if you're waiting. It would help me out greatly. ABV for today, Graham, is only 6.4%, so that's not too bad. Pretty lower on the scale, but nice sessionable guy. What's up, Derek? How you doing, brother? What's up, Robert? How you doing, man? Up 4 o'clock, people. Let's do this. Boom. What is going on, everybody? Happy Thursday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. And today, we got another one from a local favorite of mine. Noonwhistle has kind of turned into, since they're so local to me, I've been going over there and trying a lot of their stuff recently, and they're becoming some of my local favorites, so I'm excited to kind of try this one out. Today, we're going to be looking at one from their Gummy line. They have like a bunch of different like Gummy kind of theme situations, but today we're going to be looking at the Edible Gummy, their Northeast IPA, coming in at a whopping 6.4% ABV, which, yeah, fairly easily sessionable for this one. So I'm excited to give this guy a try. I think I had it when I was over there. I had it in a flight, and from what I remember, I absolutely loved it. So I'm excited to kind of give a full breakdown of what my thoughts are on this guy. But I'm kind of going to give a little bit of a reminder of a little bit of about Noonwhistle's kind of history. The owners used to live in a town of Whistle, Wisconsin, and every day at noon they would actually toll the whistle throughout the entire town, and pretty much that would be the first kind of introduction to say, hey, it's time for the first beer of the day. So that's what I love about that. And they decided to bring that down to 2 locations over in the northwest suburbs of Illinois between Naperville and Lombard. I was down in the Naperville location probably a few weeks ago, and it's a really, really cool place, kind of in like an industrial complex kind of situation. Really nice facility. They have food trucks going there all the time. But really, really cool. So let's crack this guy open and see what this guy is all about. So before we open it, this is just a nice, simple New England IPA loaded with Mosaic, CTZ, Chinook, and Raku hops. So maybe expecting some nice citrus, maybe some like stone fruit, melony flavors, but who knows. So let's crack this guy open. Let's see what we get on the smell. I'm expecting a really nice hazy like juice bomb. Yep, getting a nice like citrusy kind of melony floralness coming off right off the bat. Has like a little bit of like a dank note in there, not gonna lie. Kind of like just like a strong like herbal, almost kind of like a cannabisy smell. Not gonna lie there. That smells delicious. So without further ado, let's pour this guy. I'm gonna be drinking out of my untapped pint glass this afternoon. Let's see how this guy pours. See how hazy this one is. Yeah, I would say it's fairly hazy. Getting a little bit ahead, not much, which is okay. But nice kind of crisp, golden kind of color to it. Look at that. Definitely a nice juicy haze bomb going there. Oh yeah, very, very once I poured it, the dank kind of notes that I would expect with like cannabis are definitely coming out a little bit more. Oh yeah, that smells delicious. So let's give this guy a try. So cheers, everybody. Oh yeah, definitely very, very floral up front. Get a nice kind of like melony bitterness to it from like maybe it's, I'm trying to think what kind of melon this would be. Kind of like a vegetal kind of like citrusy. I'm definitely getting a nice citrusy like tartness to it when it comes to being like a nice hoppy IPA. Hop level on this one, this to me this one would be, I don't know the IBU rating on this one, but I would say from what I'm tasting, I would say it's close to maybe around maybe like 30 to 40 IBUs. Not too crazy on the bitterness, but there definitely is a nice hoppy bitterness to it. Definitely you're getting like kind of like a vegetal kind of bitterness coming through, which is actually really, really nice. Definitely is a unique mixture of hops they use in this one, so it's actually really, really smooth. It doesn't really have any like alcohol-y kind of taste coming on the back, but there's some like I'm trying to think of that like vegetal flavor I'm getting that's actually quite nice. I'm trying to think of what it would be. Maybe like lemongrass kind of situation that I'm getting on that. Because it's like a grassy, florally kind of citrus going along with a nice kind of like really, really nice citrus flavors going on there. But the cool thing about this one, so when it's canned, it's a nice, really, really solid Northeast IPA. But if you go over to the brewery, this beer itself is actually a new thing that they've kind of started working with. This is a beer that's when you only can get it on when it's on draft or on tap over at the brewery. It's actually infused with CBD as well. So with every serving size, like every serving portion you're going to get about 15 milligrams of CBD along with your beer. So which I think that is really cool as well. It's something that you don't really see a lot of. I know a lot of breweries have started to experiment with like CBD and adding like cannabis notes into their beer. But when it comes to actually using CBD in a beer when you get it on tap, I think that's a really cool kind of element to bring to it. It kind of changes up your whole kind of beer drinking experience with it. But overall, when it comes canned, you're not going to get the CBD in it, just because I don't think the CBD would like sit well when it's canned. So the only way to get it with the CBD in it is if you go over to the brewery and actually get it on tap. But yeah, this is super solid. Really nice. Definitely has like a, it's a definitely more of a juicy mouthfeel for me, I would say. Definitely more effervescent, bubbly kind of situations. But let's see what the profile on this one is. So, get your lips on this dank, earthy, and herbal New England IPA loaded with a whole lot of Mosaic, CTZ, Chinook, and Raku hops. This beer is sure to put you in a haze, fishing with notes of tropical citrus and bitter melon. So, very, very interesting. I'm getting a lot of those, like, melon notes in there. I'm thinking maybe, like, to mix in with that melon, they maybe added, like, a little bit of, like, a lemongrassy kind of note. Maybe that's one of the natural flavors coming from, like, the CDZ, Chinook, or the Raku hops. Because the Mosaic is definitely given a nice kind of, like, floral kind of piney kind of flavor in there. But with those other three hops that they use, I'm thinking there's some kind of, like, lemongrass bitterness going on in there that's actually mixing really nice, to be honest. It's actually going really well together. It's definitely has a nice, the aftertaste in it is very, very, like, citrusy kind of just, yeah, it's delicious. Really, really nice. So let's see what people on Untappd have to say about this guy. So, like I said before, it's a 6.4% ABV, so definitely easy around that sessionable range to where you can have a few of these and be perfectly fine. And with over 1,502 ratings, this guy has an average rating of 4.05 out of 5 on Untappd, which is, yeah, that's pretty freaking good. So let's see. Somebody gave it a 4 out of 5, saying last one. I love these gummies, so definitely that guy's a fan of their gummy line. This guy purchased it got it in a flight over at Noonwhistle, gave it a 3.5 out of 5. We got a 4 out of 5, then we got a 4.25 out of 5. Purchased over at Noonwhistle, another 4 out of 5, 4 out of 5, 3 out of 5. Maybe wasn't their kind of thing. Maybe they don't like the more kind of vegetal, kind of a little bit more of a hoppy bitterness kind of IPA. Well, that's fine. Let's see, we got a 3.75. And then let's see. We got a 3.5 saying odd leaf, slight bite. So yeah, there's definitely that hoppy bite to it. A little dank and a little fruit, pretty good. Gave it a 3.75. So yeah, between the like 3.75 to 4 range is kind of what we're getting around where the average ratings on Untappd is what we're seeing. So yeah, but I really, really, really enjoy the kind of mixture of like the dank kind of cannabis notes that you get from this, along with like that melony kind of lemongrass kind of bitterness. And that nice citrus finish that sits in your mouth afterwards is really, really nice. It's really well balanced. And yeah, they did a fantastic job on this one. Absolutely fantastic. So let's start breaking down what my ratings on this guy is going to be, because I'm curious. So before we do that, always, if you want to stop, if you're in the northwest suburbs, I always recommend going over to Noonwhistle. They have a bunch of stuff that you can get over there right now. When it comes to either curbside pickup, you can, let's see, what are their options for, they actually came out with a new collaboration, I think within the last day or so. They came out with one called Dream Rodeo. It's an IPA, and they teamed up with Pipeworks Brewing Company to come out with this one. So I want to try to get my hands on that one, because if they're collaborating with Pipeworks, I love Pipeworks, so I want to see what these two breweries can do together to create a good brew. So if you're in the area and want to stop by Noonwhistle and pick up that, let me know how it is. I'm really curious. But let's see, they have the Gummy Apocalypse available right now, which is really, really good. We Be Log Jammin'. I remember having that one over at the brewery when I had my flight, and it's a very, very unique, because it's a black IPA, so it's more of like a black malted, kind of a little bit smoky kind of a thing going on, but it's very, very interesting and very unique. Also, they have the Lit Imperial Pilsner over there right now, which I got keep an eye out for that one coming up in review, because I have a can of that downstairs, because I've never seen it. When I think of Pilsners, I think of very light, very refreshing, and just an easy downer kind of situation, but they came out with an Imperial Pilsner, which this thing comes out at like an 8.6%, I think. So having a Pilsner that still has those flavors of being a light beer, but still get, like, when you have a couple of these and kind of get up and you're like, whoa, hello. I think that's really cool. And they were being able to kind of blend in to make it a higher ABV to mix it in really well. But they have a bunch of cool stuff on selection right now. Of course, they have that. See, I feel like I should have gotten that one when I was there. God damn it, the jam stand, raspberry, blackberry, fruited sour. So they have a bunch of cool stuff available over there right now. They have the Sound and Visions, which that should be coming up for review soon. That's their Belgian triple. But yeah, they have a bunch of cool stuff available when it comes to wanting to go over there, take some stuff to go, or go over there and have a few beers. Their glassware always is very, very nice. They have the tulip glasses. They have the canned glasses, which I'm always a big fan of. Then let's see, the footed goblet, which is actually, that's a really nice glass. And then you got a rocks glass, you got the Pilsner glass, and then you got the stainless smack glass, which kind of has like that, kind of like the almost U-shape, kind of horseshoe shape kind of to it. But yeah, they have a bunch of cool stuff on their website when it comes to merch, tank tops, hoodies, kind of plaid, kind of button-up shirts, you name it, they got it. But there's one that I actually recommend on there they actually have available on there, which I've already done a review for, and if you haven't tried it yet, you should. Get your hands on the percolator. The percolator is delicious, and they actually did a rendition of it where I guess they made one with coffee. So, I think that the one I had was the one with coffee in it. So okay, so I think the percolators are the only one. It always comes with coffee. So now let's start getting into what my ratings are, because that's what we're here for. So, can art. Yeah, it's the usual can art that Noonwhistle does when it comes to either like doing a 2-color way and then having the token Noonwhistle thing on the top, and then name of the beer in the center, and then ABV on the bottom. I kind of like how they kind of snuck in some Swedish fish kind of translucent on the top, and then you could be more visible on the bottom. So when they're trying to stick with their kind of gummy kind of line kind of situation, of course they throw some Swedish fish in there. So that's really nice. I always think these labels are super clean, get straight to the point there. I like to see when they kind of just, sometimes keeping it simple is better in my opinion, just because they're not trying to go over the top when it comes to can art, but they're just letting the beer speak for itself, and that's what this brewery is known for. They've never really been in the kind of realm of doing over-the-top can art, which I can appreciate, because most of the beers that I've had for them have been absolutely solid. So, with can art, I don't know if it's something that would catch my attention at a liquor store just because of the can art, but when I see something, if I go to a liquor store or bottle shop and I see Noonwhistle, I'm automatically going to go over there and look at it just to see if it's something I've never had before, because since I've had a decent amount of their stuff already, I want to see if it's something that is new to me that I want to give a try, because it's just the quality of beer that they come out with, the quality of a product they come out with is always stands up, and it's one of those ones that you can always stand behind, where it's like if you go over there, you always know you're going to have a good experience. The people over there are always friendly, and it's a great, great time. So if you have the chance to go over to either one of the breweries, please do so. And hey, who knows, if you ever go up to one of them and say, hey, Poonsaw sent me, you might be talking to the person that I'm usually in contact with over there. That'd be cool to see. So let me know if anybody ever does that and they recognize saying that, because that'd be really, really cool. But other than that, yeah, cool can art, simple, straight to the point. When it comes to how I grade can art, when it comes to just using nice art, but I give it like a 3.5 out of 5. Again, they don't really do anything out of the complex with it. It's just their normal 2-color scheme, and then they decide to put a little bit of a Swedish fish in the background. So yeah, it's simple, but they let the beer speak for itself. So yeah, 3.5 out of 5 for can art. But let's see, if I got this beer and a flight, would I get another one? Obviously, this one I think I can answer for myself, because this is a situation to where I had it in a flight, and look at this, I got another one because I bought a 4-pack of it. So obviously, you know what my answer is going to be for that one, just because I love the like different bitter notes that are coming through with the hops. It's not just like a piney bitterness or anything. You're getting like different kind of bitter notes to it when it comes to like the bitter melon, or maybe, to me, I'm getting some kind of like grassy, like lemony kind of thing. So I'm thinking they had like a lemongrass in this, or maybe one of those hops brings it off like a lemongrassy kind of note that I'm actually really enjoying. So yeah, I already told you, but I definitely get another one of these if I got one of these in a flight, because that's exactly what I did. So let's see. What is my final rating on this guy going to be? I think I'm going to give this one a solid, very, very solid 8 out of 10. Really nice. For being a sessionable IPA, for being like having those nice hoppy notes to it, but like bringing out different notes when it comes to the different hops they use when it comes to a Northeast IPA. When it comes to the CDZ and then the Chinook and then the Raku. So those are 3 different hops that I usually don't really work with that often when it comes to IPAs. Mosaic is one I work with all the time, or like that I drink all the time. So you're going to get those natural piney berry notes in there. Not really getting much berry out of this, but you're definitely getting those piney kind of hoppy notes. But using the CDZ and the Chinook and the Raku, kind of creating a whole new kind of experience when it comes to thinking of a Northeast New England kind of style IPA. Yeah, they knocked it out of the park. So another fantastic one from Noonwhistle. Really, it's pretty much getting to the point where that's what I'm going to expect from this brewery, because they haven't let me down yet. So big shout outs to you guys. I know maybe one of them over there, my contact at least, comes in and watches some of my reviews. So if you're watching right now, you guys knocked it out of the park with this one. This one's delicious. So, yeah, I think that's where I'm going to leave it. Solid 8 out of 10. Really, really good. Would highly recommend it if you're looking for a nice, sessionable, kind of more on the hoppy bitterness side of a nice IPA. This would be the one for you, I think. But, guys, I think that's pretty much it for today. So, thank you, everybody in chat, for hanging out. You guys are amazing. And make sure to hit that like button on your way out. It would help me out a lot. Also, if you're watching on the replay, you guys are awesome. Make sure to leave a comment down below if you're drinking a beer while watching this. I want to see what you're drinking, so that'd be really cool if people are watching my reviews on the replay and sitting down drinking a beer while they watch it. So let me know what you're drinking if you do that. But on the other hand, if you're new to the channel and like what you see, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button along with that notification bell. We'll let you know whenever I go live doing another review. Gonna be getting I got a bunch of like different like kind of varieties of beers coming for the rest of the week, just because I want to keep it really nice and special when it comes to this week, because it's National American Craft Beer Week, and I always want to kind of celebrate that kind of holiday, because it's just a holiday I love to celebrate, and it's always about supporting your local American craft beers and breweries like that. So other than that, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. So again, thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are amazing. And I'm going to say it like I always say it, and since it's Thursday, you know what we do at the end of reviews on Thursdays. So if you're going to drink responsibly, don't drink and drive, and I will see you all tomorrow, people. Cheers. See ya.